Hello everyone and welcome to Nancy's Magic Touch and DIYs. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome, and if it's not, thank you so much for returning. In today's video, I am going to share with you how to create some beautiful knitting pumpkins without having to knit. So let's get started. I went to the thrift store and I found this beautiful sweater. I know, and it's a very high quality. It feels like cashmere yarn. I hate to cut it, but it's too small for me, and I paid $10 for this, and I can make multiple pumpkins. So the first thing I'm doing is taking my scissors. I know I shouldn't cut this beautiful shirt, but I am, and I'm cutting it in 3 parts. Now I'm going to use a needle along with some upholstery thread. Upholstery thread is very strong and basically unbreakable. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the top part of this little piece of fabric. I have the first part closed in, so now I can use some poly filler and fill the pumpkin as much as I want. I can make it smaller, bigger, I can stretch it, but I'm just going to go ahead and fill it just the right amount. And I like to tear up my poly filler as I put it in, just to be able to maneuver it better. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew the top part of this pumpkin nice and tight. Now that I'm done sewing, I'm gonna pass my thread through the middle, back and forth a few times, just to create that crease in the middle and create some depth. I went in the woods and cut up a few branches of different sizes, and then I took them home and took the saw and cut them in different size pieces. So basically I'm just finding a piece that's gonna fit my pumpkin properly, and I'm going to use that as a stem. And to secure that in place, I'm simply going to use some hot glue. And here is a perfect little pumpkin. The quality of this yarn is amazing. So I get myself 6 of these little pumpkins with 2 sleeves of my sweater, which is a great deal considering the very high quality of this cashmere sweater. With the top part of the sweater, I am going to create another pumpkin. It's going to be a bigger size pumpkin. As you can see, the knit and design on the top is different, so I'm going to have a different looking pumpkin all together. So what I'm doing right now is just cutting the top part of the sweater, getting rid of the 2 bottom buttons, which I will not use, and then go from there. Now with this piece of fabric that is left here, I'm simply going to cut that in a square. Well, somewhat of a square. And I'm going to create 2 mini pumpkins out of these 2 pieces. And I'm not going to show you because it's basically the same as what I did before. I'm going to close these buttons in place. And I'm going to do the exact same thing than I did with the first pumpkin. I'm going to sew the top and the bottom part of this piece. But what I'm going to do with this is turn it inside out, and I'm going to sew from the inside. And once I'm done, I'm going to turn it on the right side and unbutton the buttons and then fill it with the polyfiller. As I'm turning this in the right side, I'm noticing that a piece there I've missed, so I'm simply going to go ahead and close that piece from the outside. No big deal. Now I'm closing these buttons, and what I'm doing next is I'm using a very long piece of that same thread, and I'm going to go through starting in the middle and create some kind of lines, about 4 to 5 lines, to make some bumps into the pumpkins. Now that I'm done creating my bumps, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit, and I'm going to finish my pumpkin with one of those stem that fits properly, just like I did in the first pumpkin. Now this pumpkin is very unique. I like the button details on it, and it's much, much bigger than the first 6 pumpkins that I did. I'm using every bit of this sweater. I'm going to turn this into a cushion by sewing the top and the bottom part with my sewing machine, leaving the area where the button would be open. I am not sewing that part. Now, as you can see, this has a bit of a flare, and I want more of a rectangle, so I'm going to sew a straight line and cut the extra piece that creates that flare off. Now everything is sewn together and the flares are gone. I'm going to cut a little bit more of this fabric so it's not getting too like clumpy when I do put my cushion insert inside. So I'm going to straighten this up a little bit. Now I'm turning my pillow on the right side, and I'm going to use the extra buttons that are left over that I saved, and I'm simply going to sew that in the front of this cushion cover. I'm going to leave the area open so that way if I want to wash this, I will be able to do so. So I'm using that same thread, and I want this to be very safe and sturdy. I'm going to go ahead and sew these 3 buttons in place. And this is what it looks like all done up. All I need to do is put my pillow insert in there, and I have a beautiful, beautiful knitting cushion. With this sweater for $10, I have created 8 little pumpkins, 1 medium-sized pumpkins, and a beautiful cushion. All for the $10 sweater plus the poly filler and the pillow insert. It was a really great deal for all this beautiful home decor. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I want to hear your comments in the comment box down below. And if this is your first time on my channel and you like what you see, well, today is a perfect day to hit that subscribe button and join Nancy's Magic Touch and DIYs. Until next time, folks, you have yourself a wonderful day.